and see if you're scoring high for the category that you're going after. So if you write about money and we test with the NLP tool and we score high for financial product, we know that we're relevant for that category, and even better, it can be assessed by Google with the machine. That's even better. We've been talking a lot about human quality raters and EATs, for example, but they don't do that at scale. What they use is the algorithm. That's basically a machine. If your content can be assessed by a machine and the machine scores high for the category that you're going after, you know that you're doing a good job. Schema markup opportunities, that's pretty straightforward. There's so much documentation about it. So I won't talk too much about it. All I want to say is there's opportunities with schema markup for pretty much every vertical on the web. So go and try it out. Two things. It's not because your syntax validates that you should go and use a schema. The syntax validating in Google's free tool online means that the syntax is OK. It doesn't mean that you are compliant in Google's eyes. So, you can go and use a schema that actually validates with the syntax and still get a manual action because you used the wrong one. So be careful with that because it's not worth it. And the second point is schema markups that don't display in search results are insanely valuable. It's not because it's not a star rating that it's not valuable. Everything that can make your content easy to extract for Google will make you win over time. So make sure that you make full usage of schema, and don't just go for the ones that are nice and display more stuff in search results. All of them will add value to your website. And the overarching goal, establishing your brand as a web entity. I couldn't actually find a lot of examples, but the Next Web did a really good job at making full usage of Wikidata, schema markup, structured data, and turn their entire website into a schema graph. I really encourage you guys to read about it because it's really, really good, and that's the kind of stuff that I'm aiming to do in my work. It's really taking Google's guideline at heart and building a long-term plan around it, not trying to achieve overnight achievements because that rarely lasts. And so we're working on it. We're building our own schema graph using Yoast at the moment. It's going to take time. We're going to test stuff. Maybe it won't work, and we'll try again. That's OK. You can't achieve this stuff overnight. You cannot do it. I really recommend people reading the Semantic SEO Guide by WordLift. It's really good. It really explains the concept of becoming a web entity, and I truly believe that it's the future of SEO. So have a look at it, play with it, and really try to make sure that if you're approaching featured snippets, you don't just go for the quick and easy fixes. I just want to reiterate a few things here. The first thing is that context is key. You'll navigate really complicated conversation around SEO because things are changing really, really quickly at the moment. Just make sure that you have a bit of context. There's a few blog posts that come out once in a while that no one talks about, but it gives you a hint as to where Google is heading. Things like patterns, blog posts that they're writing, just make sure that you pay attention because then it helps you kind of divert the conversation from rankings to the bigger picture. The second point is that turbulent times, they really require steady work. Overnight fixes, they don't really exist for SEO. I'm sorry to break the news, but that's the truth. And really report on what matters. Don't let the conversation revolve around shallow metrics, because there are stuff that are complicated to explain, but it's worth it to explain what it is you do if it's technical, even if it's not technical, but if it's something that is not just addressing rankings, that delivers value, try to break that down because you're basically adding value to your business. Just make sure that you report on what truly matters for your business. And that's it for me. Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Carine. Okay. It's a little bit hot in here. Yep. The thing with the aircon, we've got it all turned down now, so we'll start to a bit more cool in here. So cool. Next up we have, everyone okay to carry on? Do you want a couple of minutes break? Yeah, all good? Cool, let's get going. Tom's up next. Tom is currently with Domain, working as an SEO specialist there. He's previously worked at BizCover. Tom's passion lies in the intersection between SEO and data. Maybe we'll wait for the toilet thing.
Oh, sorry.